Hello, friends. How are you? How's life? How's things? Are you having beautiful weather like we are? It's like 75 again today. Absolutely fantastic day. And it's a new music day for me. And I want to talk about it because I have a friend, Kate, who I met 4 years ago now? 2, 3 years? Whatever. We met on the cruise we went on after the virus, and this past cruise, if you're not talking where I'm talking about, Flogging Molly's Salty Dog Cruise, punk rock cruise that happens every 18 months or so. We've been on 3 times now. I met Kate on the cruise, and this past cruise, she said some friends of hers had a band that were getting ready to put out a new album, new music, and I should check them out. And so when I got back, I wrote it in my phone, but when I got back, she sent me a link. She's like, check this song out. And I would, I don't know if I can get away with playing it. I'll maybe put like a video. Playing music on YouTube is weird, so I don't want to step into that category. But I will definitely link music down below, their music down below, for you to check out. You really should. If you like rock, punk, ska, it's a kind of a little bit indie. It's a little bit of everything. And but they put a new video out today. Kate's actually in that video, and it's very good. It's very, very good. I'm really into this music, and it made me think like this is kind of new music, but in a older style that is not popular music of the day. And how would I have discovered this outside of somebody like Kate telling me about it? Like, how do you find new music? If I listen to streaming, I'm listening on Google YouTube Music because I have YouTube Plus or whatever it's called, Premium. So there's just no reason for me to use another service. And many, 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 many years ago, I uploaded all of my collection, hundreds of albums, to Google Music. And so that all transferred over to YouTube Music. So all of my digital collection of all the music I've ever purchased is sitting on their servers anyway. So I just kept it going. And I used their service. And I find that if you've ever used their service before, we have a super mix, which tends to be just songs that you've listened to, songs that you liked, songs that Google thinks that you will enjoy, and it peppers some new stuff in every now and then. But they also have, if you scroll at the top of their screen, they have the Discover Mix. And this is intended to be music that is adjacent to what you would normally listen to that you might enjoy. But what I find is something like this band. So, by the way, I didn't mention it. Something like Kate's friends, which they're called Keep Flying, by the way. I almost said Flying High because anyway, Keep Flying is their name. Go find them. Listen to them. Their music would never be in that Discover list. That Discover list is not going to share that kind of music. It's only going to share music that is significantly popular. And I'm not saying that Keep Flying's not going to be significantly popular. I personally believe they have a lot of potential and very much could be. But like right now, nobody knows who they are. And so I would not have been introduced to this music through any sort of non-organic process, meaning that the algorithm's not going to say, hey, you should check this band out. The algorithm's going to send me to stuff I already like. Hey, here's a Face-to-Face song you haven't liked yet. Or here's a, Amigo the Devil song you haven't liked yet, or whatever. So how do you go about finding those new bands? Do you intentionally listen to underappreciated music? Do you go out of your way to find maybe local artists? Maybe you live in an area where there is a strong local scene and you listen to a lot of local music, and therefore maybe if you're on Spotify and you listen to a lot of local or smaller musicians, Spotify goes, maybe you'll like this other smaller musician. I haven't found that to be the case with Google's app. If I listen to a lot of small independent artists, I don't get recommended other small independent artists. For instance, like my friend's band, Valores, we absolutely love Valores, and their music is fantastic, and you should definitely go listen to it, and I'll put a link to them down below. But they're not going to get recommended. Like, Google doesn't recommend me their stuff. Or I have a friend, Jason. He did a solo album last year under the name J. Allen K. I'll link to him down below. The only reason I found out about his album is because he said, I have a new album. And I went and listened to it, and I really like some of the songs. And Google will play them because I have liked them. And so they will get introduced into the mix, but Google's not going to find me other music like that, other independently produced stuff. And so is there a outlet for that? There's no, to my knowledge, I can't go to the store and buy an indie rock magazine that will introduce me to a bunch of local scene independent music. So how do you find it? How do you find that sort of stuff? I'd love to know, because I find that the state of modern music is, for the most part. Let me take that back. Actually, the state of 2000s, 2010s, and early 2020 music is But what I've discovered in the last 2 or 3 years, we're getting back to something a little bit more real. And what I mean by that is I listen to, when I say all music, I mean it. I might be playing Merle Haggard, and then suddenly I'm listening to NWA, and then we're going to Nirvana, and I'm Motown. We're listening to some Motown classics. I've listened to everything. I love everything. Classical music, jazz, whatever. I listen to all of it, and I love all of it. I just love music. Good music is good music. And like a lot of people, there's that one chunk of music I do not listen to, and that is 90s and early 2000s country. It's not good. It's just objectively bad music. Not objectively, but for me, it's bad music. But lately, the last 2, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, maybe, there for a long time, for the last half of the 2010s for sure, music became, there's no guitars, there's no rock. It's turned into just kind of R&B adjacent, even if it's pop music turned into something that was a little bit more produced than I like. But in the last few years, man, there's been a little bit of a retro rewind. A lot more guitar heavy music, a lot more, I guess the word I'm looking for here is kind of esoteric or genre bending music. There's been a lot more return to classic country roots, and I like that a lot. And I like discovering that kind of stuff, but I don't know where to go. Where do I go? Help me discover it. Link me to some bands that you think I should listen to. And maybe we'll do these kind of videos where maybe I can figure out a way to promote other people's music without being copyright stricken and have my channel removed or whatever. I know some people get away with it. I'm not sure how, but I would love to help in whatever tiny way I can help people promote their music, but I need to find it first. How do we do that? Let's do it together as a community. Let's find and promote awesome people. Okay, I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you like the video, please like it. If you're new here, please subscribe. Leave a comment. Come back tomorrow. Say hi. See you tomorrow. Today's 1,000 plus little things happy, successful people do differently. We have been learning. What have we been learning? I don't remember. I need a better bookmark. We have been learning 12 ways to get a second chance in life. We are number 9. Concentrate on doing instead of not doing. Don't think about eating that chocolate donut. What you're thinking about now, eating that chocolate donut, right? Instead of concentrating on eliminating bad habits, concentrate on creating good ones that just happen to replace the bad ones. Soon you'll start doing the right thing even without thinking about it. What would be alternative to be eating the chocolate donut? I should eat an apple instead, I guess. I guess they're right. Thinking about what not to do is a good way to get yourself caught in a loop of wanting to do that thing. Try not to do that, but that's also kind of hard.